to the Jacob Blake shooting in Wisconsin. It wasn't just the NBA making a statement, though, last Mets left fielder Dom Smith taking a knee during last night's national anthem. After the game, he addressed what the last couple of months have been like for him. Take a listen.
I think the most difficult part is to see, like, people still don't care. And for this to just continuously happen, it just shows just the hate in people's heart. And, that just sucks, you know? And being a black man in America, it's not easy. So, like I said, I wasn't there today, but I'll bounce back. I'll be fine.
Brandon, what do you make of Dom Smith's clearly raw emotion there?
The thing that jumps out to me, Jenna, was the last part of his statement where he said, I'm going to bounce back, I'm going to be all right. And I'll continue to go back to 2016 because I remember, and if I'm being honest, I remember feeling numb because we've been talking about this for years. In our neighborhoods, we see this over and over and over again. So when Kaepernick took this knee, I was like, what is he talking about? Everyone understands this. But we're built in a way to continue to push forward, to continue to throw the ball, to catch the ball, to shoot the ball, to hit the tennis ball. Like that's how athletes are trained. So when I see Dom be so emotional, but then end with, I'll be okay. No, it's time for us to not be okay. It's time for us to actually cry. It's time for us to feel something. If I continue to be completely honest, the first time I felt anything was actually this year with their recent killings through 2020. Because I've been so conditioned from where I come from, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the poorest county in all of Pennsylvania, where there was one white family. I was conditioned to just move forward, to survive. And then I moved to Seminole County where Trayvon Martin's life was abruptly cut from him. And I saw a different way of life. And it was still the same mentality to move forward. So when I see Dom, I just think that we need to use that as an example to show people that it's okay to cry. It's okay to not be okay. So that's what I see, Jenna.
Yeah, I'd say, Brandon, too, I think there's probably a lot of things going through his mind. One is that a lot of these athletes could see themselves in the black men that are getting shot down. And knowing that if they weren't some professional athlete, and even some cases, even still they are athletes, but that could easily be them if the policeman doesn't recognize, oh, this is so-and-so that plays for the Mets or so-and-so that plays for the 76ers or whatever it may be. I think also, as he said it, and Nick alluded to earlier in the show, the lack of sympathy on the part of a large segment of society is just incredible. Every time one of these black men is gunned down, there's this all of a sudden talk about his record or what he may have been doing. The feeling is that if you are not the perfect human being, if you're black, then we don't need you. Then it's justified to get rid of you because you weren't perfect, because you made a misstep. And white people make missteps, the same missteps all of the time. I could talk about Robert Kraft's record down in Florida now. We could talk about, I don't want to get political, but the president of the United States is on record talking about sexual harassment. And nobody brings that up. They brush that off. But when it's black people getting killed, then it's all about, well, you know, he had done this and he had done that. And that eats brothers up. And I tell you this too, no matter how successful you are in America as a black man, there is always this feeling that your country is against you. There's this constant tension that you got a great life, you make a lot of money, maybe you're even famous, you're successful, you got a nice car, a nice home, but there's still this tension that your country's against you. So when you see the cops, you have to behave this way. Don't talk back, don't say anything. You know, oh, you gotta be twice as good to get ahead. You're going to hear people say things about you, this about you, that about you. You're gonna see things on television and all of that upset you. In our own country, we still feel like it's against us to a large degree. And I think all of those feelings are conspiring into why you're seeing so many African-American men crying. And I would say to white America, a lot of who don't experience the things these brothers have experienced, and they think they can't even fathom having that type of adversarial relationship with police officers. Just listen. If you really care, listen to these guys.
Chris, you're talking about the black experience. And I think that's the most powerful thing that has happened over the last 3 months since racial tension's been soaring. The black experience. And it's different. Not all black people are poor. Not all black people are from the hood. Not all black people deal with the same things. But listening to the experience is where we need to continue to live. In this very room where Fox set up this studio, I had to fight to get in here. So I'm moving from one place in South Florida, Southwest Ranch, into Western Florida, most affluent area in all of South Florida, gated community. I'm rushing to my new house because I got everybody at Fox telling me, Brandon, we need to set up. We want you on tomorrow at 7:30. I get to my gate. The doorman, he says, hey, do you live here? I say, sir, yes. I've been here 3 times. You let me in, 3 or 4 times while, I was looking to see which house I wanted to take. So you know me. We closed on the house today. I don't have my keys. I'm just, can you please let me in? I got to put my studio together. And then this guy says, well, no, you're not on the list. I say, sir, can you call the people at the desk and tell them that Brandon Marshall is standing here? I just closed today. He said, sir, no, I can't help you. So now I'm getting frustrated. I said, sir, can you please help me? He closed the door. As soon as I opened my door to get out of my truck, he called the police. The police came, and I was furious. My kids, Z, Ziggy, and Zoe were in the back seat. I'm looking, I'm almost in tears. You talk about these black men having these experiences and seeing themselves in it. Like, I just lived that. I got this video of me telling, this is what we're talking about in America. You guys know me. You see me come here 3 to 4 times. 3 to 4 times looking at this house. I just closed on this house. You won't even help me. But what you do is you call the cops. What do you think is going to happen when the cops come? The police come and they say the same thing. So these black experiences are real, and I think it's not a matter of people don't want to have the discussion. It's more so they don't think that it's real because it's like, man, these are just big, audacious stories. It's like, no, this is real. This is really happening.
If I may add quickly, I've heard and I've talked with white friends, over these last few months, and heard them say, I used to not even think about color and race, and now I'm thinking about it every day, and I see, I'm seeing color everywhere. As you said, Brandon, welcome.